Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our daily get-together live here on Facebook every day of the week, 10:30 in the morning, where we take a look at headlines, comments, questions, ideas, tips, suggestions that you may have, that I may have, that we can exchange to have a better, wonderful life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. It is always a pleasure to get together with you. Folks that join us on a regular basis. And if this happens to be your first time here, my name is Paco, and it is always a pleasure to welcome new friends into our broadcasts. If you are new, please let us know and write the word new in your comment. That way we'll give you a proper welcome. And if you have anything important that you wish to share during the broadcast, add a letter Q at the beginning of your comment or question. We will try as best as possible to get to it during the broadcast. And if we're not able to get to it during the broadcast, we will be so very happy to do so afterwards. I will take a look at all the comments and we will acknowledge them along with the show notes, which are produced after every broadcast, so that if there's interesting websites that we mentioned and you want to check them out, you can find all the information in the show notes. Of course, it always helps if you are following or liking this channel so that you can get all the notifications and occasional posts that we put through the day. And if you're following us on YouTube, you can also subscribe to us via YouTube, where we upload all the live broadcasts in the afternoon. So it is Wednesday. It is February 10th. We are close to the day in which the governor is going to announce a new strategy. And it's also close to Valentine's Day, yet another celebration in which we are inclined to get together and so forth and so on. And maybe we shouldn't be getting together, but we're not going to get into that yet. First of all, let me acknowledge at least a few of you that are here on these wonderful new comments that I'm still getting used to. Claude, as always, it's great to see you here. Raymond, our panadero favorito, is here. Great to see you. Mike is headed to Puerto Vallarta. I hope your travels are safe. Thank you very much for the remark on the music, Michael. And let's see who else is here. Boom, ba-ding, bum, 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 boom. Beep, ba-dum, bum, boom. Oh, great. Mushi says 2 weeks from today, we wake up as Puerto Vallarta locals. This is great. Christine says her tamal is frozen. I would hate if my tamal was frozen, but I certainly hope you're keeping yourself warm. Let's see. Hot Springs, California is in the house. So great to see you, Bill. And I see a question mark. How's the computer? Excellent. Thank you for asking. The computer, I have hooked up with a local technician that recently, this was a recommendation from Paul. Actually, Paul had his battery replaced on his laptop by this gentleman who is not an official Apple person. But if Paul was successful with him, that is as good a recommendation as I can get. So I've made an appointment with this unofficial doctor for tomorrow afternoon, and I will keep you posted on how that goes. But otherwise, I am so very happy. Ruth says hello. I am so very happy to be able to do what we did, what we do. I'm sorry, do what we do with just the iPad and the iPhone. It is so wonderful because we can anticipate that in the future it's going to be a lot easier to broadcast coffee and headlines from different locations, provided that there is a good source of internet at that specific location. Jack asks, how was the photo shoot? The photo shoot was very, very, very productive. We did about 60 bathing suits. And for each bathing suit, we have to make a frontal shot, a lateral shot so that you can see the butt and the package, and then a rear shot so that you can see the back and the pompis. We call the buttock in Spanish the pompis. So it's 3 shots for a bathing suit, and then we did some coochie videos of the model looking good and so forth and so on. So it was very productive. I'll be doing a lot of editing in the next few days, but I am so grateful to be productive and be of help in this particular case to my friend Paul's business, and that is that. So today we are going to have a little bit of a lengthy walk, and you saw a little bit about what this is going to be about. So let us, before we go into the walk, let us quickly go through some news plus the weather, and then we will go through our walk. And I love this comment. Coffee and headlines on the road. Well, this has been the idea all along, Stephanie. The beautiful thing about reaching out and going to other communities is extremely, extremely enticing. And, it's difficult to go places right now. But for example, now that there's so much better internet in places like San Sebastián del Oeste, I can see myself. Luna wouldn't like it if I take off for a few days, but we can certainly see ourselves broadcasting from different places and showing things around. I just think it's very exciting, and I'm very grateful for your support in that notion. So, without our little chuku music for the news, I'm still working on those transitions. Let us take a quick look at what we found today. For starters, Pfizer vaccine distribution in Mexico is resuming, according to a Twitter post by Mexican Foreign Affairs Secretary Marcelo Ebrard. He announced that approximately 491,000 vaccines will arrive in Mexico starting on February the 15th. There's been some rumblings, not only in Mexico, but nationwide, worldwide, about what happens when the vaccines are delayed, if there's a problem, if the time period between your first shot and your second shot gets longer. So that is what that is. I'm so excited that the vaccine distribution is going to continue. Let me take a quick look at this from Michael. Have you heard or read anything anywhere with regards to the governor plan after the 12th? I ask because if it makes it hard to take reservations for the 14th, if he decides to close earlier than 10 p.m., would be a bit of a headache. I can certainly empathize with you, Michael. There have been no announcements. It's a huge mystery, and it is challenging and complicated because we see venues announcing shows that they couldn't present in the last few weeks, and they have all announced things, and we see artists that come and visit us from other places that are just sort of sitting around and waiting. And the governor is being very tight-lipped. We have no idea what's going to happen Friday, but let us hope that what happens on Friday, which is when the announcement's supposed to arrive, the decisions that are made for our long-term well-being, balance, economic sustenance and development, and balance our health as best as possible. Needless to say, as soon as we find out what's going on, we will be so very happy to report. Moving on with the news. This is, I don't know that this is going to make anybody or going to bring much comfort to anyone, but despite the pandemic, and for the second year in a row, Mexico was the most visited Latin American destination in 2020, according to the World Tourism Organization. Of course, everything has to do with how you look at the information when you consider that around the world, international tourism dropped by 71% when compared with 2019. Still, Mexico can count its blessings because whatever little tourism we've received in the last year is a lot more than, for example, I'm reading here that tourism last year dropped by 84% in China, 76% in Spain, and 72% in France. So I know that this is not necessarily going to bring a lot of comfort to those of us who are thinking, well, how do I open my shop today and how do I pay my employees tomorrow? But it's the news as we see them. Let me take a look at other comments, and then we will take a look at the weather before we continue with a couple of other leisurely headlines. I'm looking for cues. I see that there's a bunch of new people. There's one. New, hello, Jim. We enjoy listening to your show from Canada, Burlington, Mary Lou and Jim. Hello, Mary Lou and Jim. Get comfortable, find the beverage of your choice, and stick around. Let's see. We can all be so grateful for Snow Watch from Michael Evans. It's always great to hear and see what's going on. Michael, I cannot show your comment on the screen. My showing comments on the screen skill seems to have... Oh, interesting. Let's see. Can I show this one? Boom. Fascinating. For some reason, I cannot show comments on... Maybe this got a little sleepy. Let me take a look. Boom. Oh my goodness. I cannot show the comments on the screen. And I start getting sweaty when things don't go the way I want them to. There she is. Stephanie Valencia. Good morning from Conchas Chinas. Let's see. There's a question here. Oh, sorry. There we go. Question. Will they give visitors a shot or only locals? Will they give a shot card to prove you received one in Mexico and is there a difference? Bling, 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 bling. Joanne, if we've talked about this a few days ago, you may have missed it, but anybody with a CURP number can receive a vaccine. And a CURP number is something that the government of Mexico gives locals and people living here. You need to go onto the website and get registered to get a CURP number, CURP. And as far as cards and logistics and stuff like that, and whether your card is going to be like a passport and you can show it in another country, I'm not sure. Nobody really knows at this stage. At this stage in Mexico, vaccination has only opened for people over 60. There is a website where you can sign up, and there is a phone number that we haven't been able to find out for a call center that was announced. And we are all kind of, as we say in Spanish, en ascuas, which means, just waiting to see more specific information to arrive. Let's see. Forecast is what's coming right up, and let's cue that. Let me do that, and let me do that. I found out, well, I don't want to bore you with geeky details about how we produce these broadcasts, but suffice to say, it is now 18 degrees here in Puerto Vallarta. Today, we can expect clear skies through the day with a high temperature of 23. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies tonight with a low temperature of 14. Tomorrow, Thursday, we will see rain in the morning. Rain in the morning. Well, that's what Carrot Weather says. Rain in the morning with partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, high temperature of 23. And tomorrow night, rain in the evening. It'll rain tomorrow. What do you know? Low temperature of 16 degrees. And then Friday, we can expect mostly clear skies in the morning with a high temperature of 23 during the day. Friday night, we will see mostly clear skies, but a few clouds may be wandering around with a low temperature of 16, and that would be our weather for the next few days. Cat lawyer. Yeah, I know. You read that comment, didn't you? Yes, the cat lawyer. I would never want that to happen to me, but, it is anxiety inducing. I mean, you have no idea how much anxiety I go through whenever I see that things are not working during the broadcast. I mean, I start schwitzing. It's really bad. So let us hope that I don't ever turn into a little cat, although, I don't know, Luna may like that. Anyhow, a couple of other items. This first one is very geeky, but I really want to share because I thought it was fascinating. This comes from the New York Times. We know that we're all collectors at heart, and when it comes to books, movies, and so forth, maybe many of us love to collect favorite phrases, statements, or scenes to share with others. What I had no idea about, and I didn't realize, is that writing down your favorite lines from other people's works into your own annotated notebook was a standard exercise in Renaissance Europe in what is known as a commonplace book. A commonplace book. And this article by the New York Times talks about this practice, and in fact, it indicates, it points us to a manual that was written, I believe, in the Renaissance on how to properly maintain your commonplace book with all kinds of clipboard ideas and so forth and so on. I imagine the Renaissance version of Better Homes and Gardens magazine publishing this article or something, but I thought it was fascinating because now with all the tools that we have to produce memes and videos and things like that, I know that I love collecting information, and I'm going to read this article with a lot of curiosity about it. And the last headline that I wish to share with you before we get into the walking video comes also from the New York Times. In this case, this is an article about Manfred Honecker, music director of the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra, who is also a leading Beethoven conductor, and he guides us through the beginnings of the end of Beethoven's mighty Ninth Symphony. The fourth movement, of course, we know it because it features the Ode to Joe. Not to Joe, the Ode, here's the Ode to Joe, the Ode to Coffee. The Ode to Joy. And this is one of those wonderful multimedia articles that the New York Times puts together where they have little musical snippets that you can listen to as you go through the narrative. I am going to enjoy this very much this afternoon and to learn even more about this magnificent work of music. Let me take a quick look at your comments before we move on to today's walking tour. Let's see. Paul brings us some perspective. Imagining any industry sustaining a 70 to 80% drop in revenue in the course of a few months. Great Depression wasn't even that bad. I hear you. Larry says, isn't the weather here technically a leisure headline? I suppose. Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. I mean, once you get into the summertime, it's not so leisurely, actually. According to Dr. Fauci, you need to have first and second vaccine at the same facility. Interesting, and I think that makes sense to me. What I've seen a lot of commentary about, Karen, is whether you can or should take the first vaccine from one pharmaceutical company and the second vaccine from another, kind of like taking a deadly combo. Well, I don't know that it's deadly, but we will all be grateful, I suppose, once we get the vaccine to begin with. Suzanne adds, I hear the second vaccine has to be the same as the first. I hear you very much. Logan sends shout outs to the cat lawyer. I love it. And let's see what else. Jody gets punny. I love it. When you hire the cat lawyer, you will always land on your feet. Well, not in Mexico, but let's not even get there. So I think we are ready to see. Oh, my goodness. Julie says, I see Luna. Yes, Luna is sitting back there. I still don't have enough resources to have a Luna cam, but we will definitely be Luna camming as soon as we possibly can. Shout out to Paul, who has continued to do COVID-19 tests at Hotel Mercurio for those folks that are traveling north. This is a great resource to keep in mind. You can go to Hotel Mercurio, have your test, and while you are waiting for the results, you can enjoy the best nachos you can probably have and a little drink or something. Let's see what else. Paul says he is a cutie. I hope he's talking about me. Okay, so yesterday, thank you very much. You endured watching a little test of the walking tour that we are going to enjoy right now. And let's go for a walk. And can I go walking with you? Of course I can. Let me just do 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think we're walking. Hello, everyone. I am standing right at the entrance to Colonia Emiliano Zapata, overlooking the bridge that goes over the Quale Island. But we're not going to Emiliano Zapata just yet. Today we're going to take this stairs to come down to a little neighborhood that has a bunch of little stores that you may have overlooked. As you can see, we're on the opposite side of the Quale River. Oscar's restaurant would be on the opposite side of the wall, and what's the name of the one that's over there? Oh my God, I forget my restaurant names. Eva's restaurant is over there. But we're not going to go to those restaurants. We are going to go looking at some of the little shops that you can find in this neighborhood, and I am looking for one shop in particular. But before I tell you what it is, let's just take a quick look. Now, we are just north of the Quale. We are in El Centro, and there are a lot of opportunities to go shopping around here for little gifts that you may want to bring home. Buenas tardes. There are leather shops, such as the one I just passed. On the opposite side of the street, there's a small mercado type place with a lot of souvenirs and Mexican trinkets. It is open for business, but I know from experience that it is dark and the aisles are very narrow. And if you're feeling adventurous, you're more than welcome to check it out. I will check it out and take you there when the restrictions are a little bit more relaxed. Yours truly just doesn't feel comfortable going into narrow aisles right now. So we're staying on the street. And again, this is a cute little neighborhood because there are shoe stores, there are drug stores, there are traditional leather shops, Mexican souvenir shops, and people eagerly waiting for you to spend your money, because everybody needs some kind of support. Now, I am going to spend some money, but I'm not going to tell you yet where we're going. It's going to be a surprise. Buenas tardes. Everybody has information they want to share with us. And as you know, when we're walking by, all we have to do is say no gracias. Look at all these leather things that they sell here. You know, traditional Mexican leather is always a lot of fun. Buenas tardes.
Hola, buenas tardes.
And this is one of many stores that you can find in this neighborhood that sells traditional leather. Hoy no voy a comprar, pero ¿puedo entrar a ver?
Sí, pásala a ver.
Let me just give you a sense. I told the guy, no shopping today, but, you know, it smells of leather in here. It smells wonderful. And you can find all kinds of leather goods here, as you know. There are certain parts of Mexico where you can find a lot of leather products. A lot of the leather from Mexico is manufactured in the state of Guanajuato. So, gracias. So it's nice to see that you can find some traditional leather goods here. What am I interested in? I am interested in nothing more and nothing less than Mexican candy. And when it comes to Mexican candy, for me, there's no better place than this store that is called Dulces Típicos Mexicanos con Orgullo Azteca. And we are going to walk in here because this is where I always get my craving. Papacito, ¿cómo has estado?
Bien, pásale, pásale.
¿Puedo hacer video y filmar?
Claro, claro, pásale allí que la apoyen a la señorita.
Ok.
Bienvenido.
Ahorita saludo.
Claro que sí.
So we have just walked into a Mexican candy store, or a store that specializes in Mexican candy. No, I'm never going to get skinny, but that's okay. This is a store that should be on everybody's list, whether you live here or whether you don't. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinpoint some things that I would buy or that I have purchased that you may or may not be familiar with. For starters, here at the entrance, there's all these, what we call a granel dulces, which means that these are packaged right here at the store. I see some caramelized pecans here, and caramelized peanuts, and all kinds of wonderful things. Now, these over here are called ates or rollo de guayaba. These are guava paste candies, which are really good. We know that guava paste along with cheese is one of the most mysteriously gratifying combinations you could eat in Mexico. Wafers made of flour of all kinds of colors, but I don't like the straight ahead wafers. I like the ones that have sweetened milk inside. Then there's all kinds of rompopes or Mexican style eggnog. A lot of candies that are tamarind based. Some of these are spicy, but that's the way we like our candies. And what else do we have? More tamarind down here. Delicious tamarind. And then I'm seeing these are all kinds of candies, some of which I've never tried before, but that's part of the fun. Okay, these are some of my favorite. These are obleas con cajeta. What these are is those wafers that I was showing you before, but these have sweetened milk inside. And these are really wonderful. I think I'm going to bring some with me today.
And did I ever?
Over here, more milk-based candies that you may want to try and enjoy. And itty-bitty sizes of artisan liqueurs, which you can also purchase if you want to just check them out. Let me come this way so that I won't disturb some people that are actually spending money. I'm not spending money yet. Hola.
Hola, tus órdenes, amigo.
Aquí estoy promoviendo el changarro.
Ah, muy bien, adelante, claro.
I just said promoviendo el changarro, which means I'm promoting the shop. These are made out of coconut. Yummy. Great stuff to buy. And then there are hot salsas and marmalades and jams here. So not only do you get traditional Mexican candies, but you also get some spicy stuff. And then I see that this part of the store has some souvenirs that you can buy. But again, the piece of resistance, the la piece de resistance in this shop is all these Mexican candies that are just so habit-forming and yummy. So if you've never walked into one of these stores, you owe it to yourself to check them out. This one I've always liked because it's very trustworthy, and I believe it's the same one that my friend Eric Wichner from Vallarta Eats Food Tours stops at. And I got the recommendation from him. So I'm going to stop the camera just now because I'm going to shop for some candy, and then we're gonna head to our next destination. I'll be back in a second. Okay, that was easy. So I just shopped for some Mexican candies, and now we are going to continue on our walk to the second destination that we are going to check out. Now, as I mentioned, this is not the only place where you can buy Mexican candies. There's another brand store across the street that's called Dulceria Leal. That's really good. And of course, right in front of me is the Quale Artisan Market. And this is a beautiful market to visit. But again, I'm not feeling very comfortable right now walking into the market because the aisles are very narrow. So if you're feeling adventurous, be my guest. The market's not for me today. We're just going to walk past it so we can take a look at the kinds of things that you can find here. And we're going to walk around the corner. If you happen to watch this morning's broadcast, oh, hold on just a second. Let me just ask. Oye, jefe, estos cuánto cuestan? Ok, muchas gracias. See, I am checking the prices on the hats because I want to buy a sun hat. But the prices here are not always local friendly. Sometimes the prices are tourist friendly. So it really helps to ask around when you're looking for things. Don't buy in the first place that you walk into, because a lot of these places sell the same thing. So you can always say something along the lines of, let me go look around and maybe I'll come back. And when you say that, you're letting them know, well, your price is cool, but I'm gonna see what the competition has, and they may even offer you a better price on the spot. Back to what we're doing. If you happen to watch this morning's broadcast, I mentioned that I wanted to check out the new co-work that is here on Avenida Insurgentes, and that is going to be my next stop. I am crossing the Quale Island, and I am crossing the Rio Quale, which you're going to be able to see in a minute. There it is. And right as we pass the Rio Quale, we find the old Surtidora building, which is where the new co-work is located, along with a hotel and Bonito Kitchen. So we're going to walk in here unannounced and just see what we find. As you can see, here's the Bonito Kitchen area, and we are walking in and we're going to see what's going on. So here's Bonito Kitchen. Let's just see if we can take a look. I understand that down here they have a small cafe, which is quite lovely, very spacious and so forth. And we're gonna go check out the co-work upstairs. Hola. ¿Puedo subir a ver? I'm exploring. So I am heading up to the new co-work just to find out what's going on here. Ooh, mysterious. Okay, so to the left is Bonito Kitchen's main dining room. ¿Puedo pasar a ver? Gracias. So here's Bonito Kitchen's main dining room. This restaurant opened recently. They have their main restaurant in the other location near where I live. And Gaviotas, what am I talking about? So this is the main room for Bonito Kitchen, and it is on my list to check out. I just wanted you to see it. And now I'm chasing Eric, who's walking right in front of me. Eric is trying to run away from me, but that's okay. I'm gonna catch up with him anyhow. How are you, baby?
How are you?
How are you doing? So here I am.
Here you are.
We made fun of the name today.
Joined?
Well, yeah.
Well, of course.
Take me to the co-work.
Yeah.
Can we?
These are the private and semi-private offices and conference room space.
Okay.
And upstairs, I'll let you go first.
Okay. So, yeah, as you can see, folks, this was an old, you could say department store, but, you know, even before we go into the co-work, take a look at the old floors, okay? These are old 1963 floors, and I understand from Eric that in the process of rebuilding this facility, they tried to maintain a lot of the original essence. So I'm standing at the entrance, and I see that our temperature is going to be checked, and even though I'm horny, I seem to qualify, and I've been given some gel. Careful.
Can I hold your stick?
You can hold my stick, of course. So, what's this? I'm being taken very good care of, and now I'm holding the camera again. So this is the co-work. This turned out really cool. So you can come here and work. What else can you tell me about the space, Eric?
Well, we free coffee, high-speed Wi-Fi,
High-speed Wi-Fi?
and we've got like loungy areas and desk, like comfortable office furniture areas. And we try and keep the space kind of light and not too
crowded.
stuffy. And, and of course, normally we would be about double this occupancy in terms of seating, but for now with the COVID restrictions, we have to limit the seating a little bit.
I just saw someone that I love very much that I used to work with at Vallarta Lifestyles.
That's Alexis.
That's Alexis, yes.
And we have a couple of our co-workers over here working.
That's great.
Both locals.
And how's the hotel going?
Well, it's good. We opened on Monday,
Uh-huh.
and we're slowly getting all the rooms actually ready. We have a number of them already set up. So
Can we take a quick walk through?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
You want to give them a tour of the hotel? And I'll walk with you, but I'll let you be the face of the business here.
Let me tell you, friends of Coffee and Headlines, this is Alexis Velasco. I had the pleasure of working with this man when I was managing editor at Vallarta Lifestyles. And I cannot think of a more wonderful, qualified human being to be working at this joint.
Thank you so
Bobby,
much.
let's go take a look.
Okay, come on. I'm happy to show you the property. I'm happy to see you again after a while.
The sound may be a little
Okay,
hold on. Walk next to me because the microphone is on my side. There you go.
Okay. You're okay. So we are going downstairs where the hotel is located. Here, well, I think you may know that we have the Bonito Kitchen restaurant.
Yeah, I checked it out. It looks really great.
Yeah, they did a wonderful job. Love the design. And now we are heading to the lobby.
Okay.
At the lobby we have furniture from Curated Interiors, company from Puerto Vallarta. So this is the lobby. We have the reception here.
Hola.
Diana, who is there.
Receptioning.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We also have a terrace
Let's take a look.
with views to the Rio Quale.
Now, what happens if I'm not a hotel guest but I just want to sit here? Can I do that, or this is just for hotel guests?
Well, of course, we are very welcoming. If anyone wants to have like something from Bonito Kitchen or coffee, or they are more than welcome. And like that, we also take the opportunity to talk with them about the hotel, what it was done with the building, because you know that this building has a long history in Puerto Vallarta.
Sí.
Del Puente.
Of course.
It is very nice as locals to see all this work and how the property was
Transformed.
transformed and now has a new purpose. So let me show you room number 2, which is our model room.
Okay. Buenas tardes.
Hola.
Buenas tardes. Ooh, we actually get to see her. Oh, this is so funky. Check it out. This is a nice little room where you can have a budget stay in Puerto Vallarta, or if you live here in Puerto Vallarta and you need a staycation, you can come and hide here. This is really cute. Small room with an open view to the river. This is so cool.
To the river and bridge. We also have these night tables, which are really cool in case someone wants to work from the bed.
You can bring it in. Oh, how cool. I love it.
The screen with, internet and apps and everything.
Okay.
Then, right here we will have like a little lounge area, like a living room here, which is a nice place to relax.
Buenas tardes.
To read a book. In total, we have 23 rooms.
23 rooms.
Exactly. We have matrimonial, queen, and king beds. And now we are heading to the spa area, which is now
Still under
work.
construction. Yeah, I can see that the further we go from the lobby, there's still work being done, but that's okay.
But
This is really
it's an
cool.
interesting day because today they are installing our jacuzzi.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Buenas tardes.
Which will be located in this area with also views to the river.
Uh-huh.
We will have like camastros.
Uh-huh.
This is actually our tropical room. So
Do you know how to say camastros in English?
in English, if I remember right, it's
Camastros. It's
That is
camastros. So this is so cool. Well, the nice thing about this, I imagine, is that even though you haven't opened the whole operation, at least part of the operation's already working. And how are things going?
very nice. We have people staying and they were happy. We have good remarks. So that makes us happy. And we can't really wait to have the whole place like at 100% ready, you know?
Here's another aisle.
This
Hold
is
on just a
another
second.
aisle.
This is another aisle of rooms that goes all the way to the back and goes all the way to the front. How
Yes.
cool is this?
We have a kitchen.
A kitchen.
Here, which is at the disposal of our guests. This is the place.
Uh-huh.
So here,
Buenas tardes. Oh, cool.
if
So,
someone wants to cook or use the laundry, we have the washing and dryer at their disposal.
uh-huh.
And we are also planning to have like margarita workshops or cooking workshops to have like activities here for our guests or even for people, local people who is interested, you know, having like an experience.
That's
It's going
great.
to be that area. Exactly.
That's great. So, do we go out this way or do we go around?
This way.
Let's go this way. Okay. What are you hiding, Eric?
Oh, I was putting away some tools.
So, are you feeling happy, Eric, with the result?
Of course, I mean, it's turning out really nice.
Uh-huh.
I'll be happy when we have guests.
Well,
That comes with time.
you and the rest of Puerto Vallarta, I'm sure. It's a difficult time, and I'm sure you folks have anticipated that. What can you tell prospective guests that can help them feel more at ease if they choose to stay here?
Well, one of the things is we're very conscious of the COVID restrictions in the U.S. and Canada at the time with the flying, having to be tested before you fly. And we've arranged with a doctor to provide that service here for our guests. So they don't have to worry about the logistics of trying to find a testing facility. And we're also taking all the COVID precautions in the hotel, social distancing, we're obeying all the Jalisco specifications and guidelines, and we're just trying to create a clean and welcoming environment for the guests. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, don't go anywhere. Give me 2 seconds to sign off.
Of course.
Because I want to visit with you guys. So, folks, thank you very much for joining me on this little adventure. We're taking a look at what's going on at the new joint operation, which has nothing to do with one of these. That was just my idea.
Joint co-working hotel.
Joint co-working hotel. So make of it whatever you want. All I know that the next April 20th, this might be a happening place.
Yes, it will.
I'll see you soon. And that was our quick walking tour of the Joint Co-working Hotel. That is the actual name of the place. A couple of people asked. There were so many questions that were flying by, but I want to go back very quickly before we forget, because I made a comment at the candy store that you absolutely have to try. There are a few pairings in Mexico that are as simple and as wonderful as buying some guava paste. Here is some guava paste that I bought at the candy store. And it comes in little packages, and you open it and you slice it. But what you want to do, and they make guava paste, they make quince paste, they make mango paste, all kinds of sweet pastes. And you slice it, and then you find either sharp cheddar or manchego cheese, and you make slices of the same width, and you sandwich one with the next, and you take a bite, and I tell you, this is one of the most gratifying, munchy pairings you can enjoy. And it's so simple. And then, of course, according to taste, you vary the width of your slice of guava paste. It may be thicker or thinner than the cheese or vice versa. And this is absolutely just wonderful. So you can see I haven't even touched mine because I have not been able to find good sharp cheddar or manchego, but I'm going to go shopping in the next few days. Let me take a quick look at so many of your wonderful comments, unless you're in a hurry to leave. There were so many questions, all good questions throughout the whole thing. Dios mío, where do we start? So much. Okay. I'm going to, in fact, let me go backwards because it'll be easier for me to do this. Thank you very much for that, Craig. It's the Insta360 camera that I'm using, but I did find that the audio is really good when I have the camera close to me. But my learning from this one is that if people are right behind me, their sound is not quite as good. Ronnie asks, is that a dessert? It's any time of the day you're feeling the munchies, but yes, it is a dessert. It is a dessert. Let's see what else we have. Do you pair that with wine? I pair everything with wine, Bronica, and I think you should too. And no, seriously, I do pair that with red wine. What was the name? I saw that. Hold on. What was the name of the place the hotel bought that modern furniture in PV from? That is called Crate Interiors. Crate Interiors. Let's see what else we have. I hope you didn't feel overwhelmed with such an indoor kind of thing or a specific company tour. It so happens that Eric has been part of our community and we've been following the development of this particular place. So I was very, very happy to come and check it out. And yes, excuse me, it is like an upscale hostel. Beautiful spaces all around. I noticed that, there it is. Isaac asked how much for the co-work. We didn't ask, actually, Isaac. I've actually been in conversations with Eric to see if some of their common spaces could be used for me to continue doing my music appreciation workshops. But again, we're not thinking of many gatherings right now because it's not the time to think about gatherings just yet. I love this, and I love the fact that Eric thought it was funny that we made fun of, the joint. Francine has done an amazing job. I believe so. I still haven't had a chance to try her cuisine beyond her ramen bowls that she used to sell some time ago at the old location. Let's see what else we have. Alexis is the most beautiful, brilliant young man you could ever meet. He is a sponge, and he is an actor. In fact, he is part of the company of actors, the Spanish-speaking company, Grupo de Teatro Dionisio. And if you think he is cute, you should see him dressed as a woman. He is absolutely gorgeous inside and out. Let's see what else we have. Is there an elevator? Very good question, then. I'm sorry. There is the foundations of one. So I believe it is in the works. I don't know that they have installed one just yet, but the idea is that they will have one, or at least that's what I understood. Guadalupe comments on the prices on those candy shops being too high. I suspect this is true, Guadalupe. I am sure that if we went to places like Pitillal or other not as touristy areas of the city, we could get much better prices. Even so, I find that walking into a candy store, the prices in general are very, very affordable. Jeannie asks, is there a short phrase in Spanish for let me go look around and I might come back? You might say, muchas gracias, ahorita regreso, which means thank you, I'll be back, in which case you are implying that you're going to look around, and at that point they may volunteer a better price or not. It depends. Of course, the whole thing of bargaining for better prices is something that only happens in certain types of businesses, not everywhere. And we should talk about that at some point, because it's difficult to know exactly where it is kosher to bargain and where it is actually offensive to bargain. Fernando laughs at my choice words of Spanish. I call the shop a changarro, which could, again, changarro is one of those words that can either be very friendly and funny, or it can be very insulting depending on how you deliver it. Tasty fondas in the market, absolutely. But again, do I feel very comfortable right now going into that market? I must say I don't, and that's just me. Please don't hold it against me. It is a small, tight market, and I think I'm going to wait for a little bit. Let's see what else we have here. And I know we've been going at this for almost an hour. We're going to be done in a second. Let's see what else. Looking for leather for a family member. What street was that leather store on? It's just going down the stairs at the Kuala River. It's right next to the municipal market. And I think I can put a map in the show notes. I believe I can do that. Let's see. What are typical dulces from Puerto Vallarta or Jalisco? I don't know the answer to that question, James. A lot of the candies that we see here are candies that I see in other parts of the country. I'm sure there are specialties. Let me look into that just to see if I can find something more specific. Linda makes a comment. Still lots of no masks. To be quite honest, Linda, I've stopped looking for masks or lack of thereof masks. I've moved on past that mindset. And what I look for, or what I look at as I'm walking down the street, is just humans close to me. I'm not thinking about whether they have masks on or off. I'm thinking there's a human headed in my direction. I'd better have my mask on. Or if I'm walking around humans, I just try to walk around them and avoid them to begin with. And I find that I get less worked up about stress and things like that if I do that. What am I craving? I think I answered that question. I got some of those obleas, some of those wafers that had caramel candy inside, milk candy, sweetened candy. That's what it is. I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that we are pretty much done with today's Wednesday, Walking Wednesday. And as always, I thank you so much for your kindness and your company. And we will continue with our day, keeping our eye open. I sense a lot of anxiety regarding the upcoming decisions that the government announces. I read Michael's comment, and I tell you again, Michael, you are not the only person that is wondering exactly what's going to happen or how our lives will be changed this coming Friday. And I suppose all we can do is just wait. So between now and then, hopefully I'll see you again soon. Hopefully I will see you again tomorrow. And if we do or if we don't, regardless, stay kind, stay happy, stay healthy, stay cautious, take good care of yourself, and take good care of those around you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great day.